Here are all the movies I watched the last 2 months, with a few left over from January. Conclave was a movie I watched to catch up on the Best Picture nominations, and it was better than I was expecting. It was solidly directed, had an interesting premise, had a decent score, and of course, Ralph Fiennes was really good in it. Sing Sing was a movie about a prison theater group, and it really should have gotten more attention than it ultimately did. I'm glad I got to see it in theaters, because it was both really charming and really heartbreaking. The acting was great across the board. Seek this one out if you haven't. I thankfully managed to catch I'm Still Here before the award show, which I doubt would have been possible if it wasn't for the rabid enthusiasm of Brazilian audiences. After The Substance, it was my favorite of the nominees. It sticks with you long after you watch it. I did a YouTube short talking about Dogman, so I'll keep my thoughts brief, but basically, if you enjoyed Captain Underpants, you should definitely watch this, because it was a lot of fun. Presence was a movie by Steven Soderbergh that was failed by its marketing. Don't let the trailer fool you into thinking it's this Paranormal Activity, Conjuring type ghost movie. It's actually much more compelling and well made than that. Once again, I already talked about Companion, but again, I just reiterate, if you can go into it unspoiled, you will enjoy it so much more. It's one of my favorites of the year so far. Becoming Led Zeppelin was an interesting, entertaining, well-presented documentary perfect for Led Zeppelin fans and casuals alike. A Real Pain was a great sit. It was humorous, heart-tugging, very well written, and even though I would have liked Jeremy Strong to win, Kieran Culkin fully deserved his Best Supporting Actor Oscar. The Monkey is a contentious movie to say the least. I can understand people's perspectives and some of the problems people have with it, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Check it out and let me know what you thought about it. The Unbreakable Boy is one of the worst, most insulting movies I've seen. It falls into all the traps that the movie Music fell into with its story and its portrayal of autism. I think Music is still a worse movie, but this is just as bad and just as harmful, and the fact that it's based on real people makes it even sadder. Now, if you want respectful autistic representation, watch Cleaner. It's basically poor man's Die Hard, but for what it is, it was a fun time. I finally saw One of Them Days, and it was a really good, funny, slice-of-life movie. Keke Palmer and SZA had really great chemistry, it was really funny, while being very sincere. Definitely worth a watch. Last Breath, much like Presence, was not the movie the trailers made it look like. I thought it was some underwater horror movie, but it was actually a really tense, ticking clock story that was actually based on real events. It was better than I was expecting. My Dead Friend Zoe marketed itself as a dark comedy, and while there are definitely humorous elements in it, I would not classify it as such. It's a pretty brutal drama about an ex-military vet dealing with her PTSD by having her dead friend talk to her, who also has to take care of her grandfather with Alzheimer's. It is a very powerful and emotional story, and the performances are great, but it was also a pretty rough watch. Riff Raff was a decently fun movie about a retired hitman who gets dragged back into his former life when his son and ex-wife show up unannounced. It was pretty scatterbrained and a bit dry, but the cast was really strong, and some scenarios were actually kind of tense and funny. Mickey 17 is definitely the weakest of Bong Joon-ho's movies I've seen, but that mainly stems from it trying to do and say a lot. It's still a pretty fun and quirky movie with a great sense of humor, an interesting world, and a great cast. Pattinson plays really well off himself. The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, might not be the most quality piece of Looney Tunes content, but the impact of it is honestly more important than what it actually is. The fact that this movie almost met the same fate as Coyote vs. Acme to now being the catalyst for Coyote vs. Acme possibly being purchased and released is incredible. If for no other reason, I'd say check this movie out just for that. Also because the movie itself is pretty fun. Novocaine is the second best movie in 2025 to feature Jack Quaid. It's a solid story about a guy who can't feel pain going on a mission to get his girl back. It's got some fun, gruesome action, a great cast, a lot of heart and humor. Not perfect, but I'd recommend it. Opus is the latest Get Out exploitation movie from A24, and while it's not as bad as some reviews make it out to be, it's not exactly a masterpiece either. It's pretty much the same as a lot of movies you've already seen, with its saving grace being the cast, particularly Ayo Edebiri. Other than that, it's just fine. And finally, The Electric State is a Netflix movie directed by the Russo brothers and is the most Netflix movie I've ever seen. It's a paint-by-number story with terribly phoned-in acting, awful effects, some of which are AI generated, and somehow this movie cost $320 million. I was already pretty wary about the Russos returning to the MCU after their previous works have all missed, but after this, my expectations are subterranean. Click on the left to watch me and my fiance review 2 of the worst romance movies we could find, or click on the right to see me cover 8 terrible dollar store kids movies. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.